Hey, this is Hakeem from AutoFixPal.com, and today we have a tip for you guys that do a lot of oil changes. Even if you don't do a lot of oil changes, this is a tip that'll help you in quite a few situations. So what we're going to do today is show you how to fix a stripped drain plug on a Honda. Now this should work on other vehicles that use the same size drain plug bolt as a Honda, but this will definitely work on Hondas with aluminum oil pans. I don't know if it'll work on the Honda with the steel oil pan, but it should. So if you don't have the same size, if you don't have a thread chaser that is a little oversized, that will work. Because a lot of times, let's back up for a minute. A lot of times when you take the drain plug out of the Hondas with the aluminum oil pan, the threads will come out with it, and there's nothing left for you to rechace the threads and put a new bolt in. You'll have to go oversized. Okay, this is a Honda drain plug, where the threads have come out with the plug itself, as you can see right there. Those two things right there are actually the threads that are inside the oil pan, and it actually came with the bolt with the drain plug. And that's sometimes you'll get all of the threads on there. It'll be filled all the way up with the threads from the drain plug. And I believe this is an M12 by 150. That is the drain plug size, 12 by 150. So what I've done was went oversized, and I didn't have the correct size tap for the bolt that would fit. So what I did was took a bolt that I'm going to use and cut some slots in the side of it, as you can see. And I used a die grinder to do that, a cutoff wheel, not a die grinder, to cut these slots. And what you do is you'll screw this into the pan, going nice and slow. You do it manually, and it will create its own threads. And this is actually the correct size bolt to go oversized just a little bit. You don't want to go too big. This is actually a standard size. The bolt that came out is metric, so let me see what size this is. This is the bolt I use. I got this from Fastenal. As you can see. And that is the size, 3/8 inch by 16 by 2. So it's a 2-inch long bolt, 3/8 inches the size, and 16 is the thread pitch. And it works out perfectly for Honda oil pans. And whatever else uses the same size bolt as the Hondas. I'm not sure what size that is. I think that may be a M12 by 125 or 150, but it should work with anything that's an M12 size oil pan bolt. So you can do this with this cutoff wheel here. Just go like that. Let's see. So yeah, like these are the bolts here. This is one that's not cut. So what you want to do is put your bolt in the vise, put some safety glasses on, and cut it right there. Make a few cuts on a few sides of the bolt, and you'll end up with something like this. Now this should work. You can go straight into the oil pan with it like this, with your cuts straight from the cutoff wheel, or you can clean it up a little bit with a file. I got a triangular shaped file here and a square file, and you can clean that up. You can actually do the entire thing with the file if you don't have a cutoff wheel. You can just run your file along the edges and file it down, and you'll get the same effect. It may not be as deep of a groove, but you'll get the same effect, and it'll still work. And you'll still be able to get in there and repair that stripped out oil pan. It's a cheaper option than changing the entire oil pan. I know preferably that's the best option to do, is to just change the entire oil pan. That's the best way to do it. But that's not always an option. And I got those fasteners from Fastenal. You'll want to use something that's a high grade steel, or at least medium grade, because you want it to be able to cut into that aluminum pretty easily. You don't want to use anything really cheap. I mean, even though any type of bolt should be able to cut through aluminum, since aluminum is softer than steel, but preferably you want to use a decent grade bolt. And it should be a long-lasting repair. You should be able to go any place after you've done it and get the oil change, and that ball should go right back in. As long as you don't over tighten it, because it's not grabbing all of the threads. Like, this is only slightly oversized, so you don't want to tighten it down to like 50 foot-pounds. You just want to snug it down, because you're going to have a washer on the back of there anyway. Don't forget to put the washer on there. You want to put like a aluminum sealing washer right there, or rubber or something. Just, you got to put something there to seal it, or copper, and just don't over tighten it, and you should be fine. And that'll save you a whole bunch of headache with a stripped Honda drain plug, especially if the customer doesn't want to pay for oil pan replacement, because a lot of customers are not going to want to pay for you to replace their oil pan if they just come in for an oil change. Alright, so what I forgot to mention in the earlier video is that you'll end up with metal shavings in the oil pan when you re-tap it, when you repair the threads. So what you want to do is put a quart of oil, maybe a little bit more, whatever you want to do, inside the engine, and then but you want to make sure you put the drain plug in first, obviously. Then you put the oil in, take the drain plug back out, and let the oil push the metal shavings out of the engine, and you'll be good to go after that. So that's it, and thanks for watching. If you like my videos, please click the like button, and if you like my channel, please subscribe. Thank you.